Why deep sea creatures get creepier the deeper you go.
Beneath the surface of our oceans lies a world we were never meant to see. A realm where light dies,
I'm not gonna lie, the deep
and
sea's
life
like my
takes on
favorite shit in
forms
science
that
class.
shouldn't be possible.
Ugh.
As we descend deeper, crossing the sunlight zone, then the twilight zone, then the midnight zone, the creatures we encounter turn progressively stranger. We've sent rovers to Mars, we've mapped distant galaxies, but the deep sea? We've explored less than 5% of it. We know more about the surface of the moon than we do about what's happening 6,000 feet below our own oceans.
I want to know why we haven't put more money into learning about the deep sea, bro. I swear. Sorry, y'all. Excuse me. My allergies are kicking my ass.
At the surface, the ocean is bright and full of life. Sunlight fuels plankton blooms, which feed fish, which feed entire food chains stretching from coral reefs to whales. But drop below 200 meters, and that light begins to fade. We are now entering the twilight zone, a vast belt of ocean stretching down to a kilometer deep. Here, the sun's rays are too weak for photosynthesis.
Bro, it's insane how deep this shit really goes.
Vanish. There are no plants, no green energy. Only the slow snowfall of particles drifting from above. Tiny fragments of plankton, waste, and the remains of the dead. Scientists call it marine snow.
That's
to
crazy.
us, it looks insignificant.
It looks nasty.
To the creatures here, it is life itself. And where there is food, there is life. But not life as we know it. The animals of the Twilight Zone have evolved into some of the strangest forms on Earth. Many are transparent, their bodies like glass. The glass squid drifts with organs barely visible, a ghost against the blue. The glass octopus is almost invisible. Its eyes, the only solid
I don't
feature.
like how dark it is down there.
Why
That should
so
be
many
scary.
species take on transparency here is still a mystery. It may be camouflage, a way to vanish in the faintest light.
How are they all genuinely
or
transparent?
perhaps a way to conserve
Look at that
energy
shit.
in a
Oh my
world
God,
where
that one's
every
fire.
pigment costs more than it gives back. Others choose the opposite strategy, not invisibility, but light. In the gloom, some creatures create their own glow through a chemical reaction known as bioluminescence.
Is that an actual rainbow on the fucking creature? Hold on. This dead looks like space, bro. Like, if you told me this was space, I would probably be like, you know what? It might be a part of space, bro.
To us, it's dazzling. Flashing dots, glowing patterns, entire bodies flickering like lanterns. But here,
That's so
light
pretty.
is survival.
If I was a creature in the sea,
Some
I'd be
use it to
this
lure
one.
prey, some to find a mate, and some to disappear. This trick is called counter-illumination. From below, predators can spot a dark silhouette against the faint shimmer above. To hide, animals like the firefly squid cover their bellies with light-producing organs.
So pretty.
They adjust the brightness to perfectly match the glow from the surface,
How do you adjust
erasing their
the
outline
brightness? What?
and vanishing into the background.
That's...
It is camouflage by imitation, making light to disappear into light.
Wow.
Other
Yo,
species play strange.
I wish so bad. Like, one of my dreams would be to go in, like, a submarine and go to, like, the deep sea and just, like, see all these creatures, like, in real life with my own eyes.
Stranger games. The bloody belly comb jelly shines in deep red.
Are you just eating
Down
whipped
here,
cream,
red
Radar?
light never penetrates, making the jelly appear completely black. Inside its stomach, bioluminescent prey is concealed, hidden from predators that might otherwise detect its glow.
Bro.
In a world defined by light, or
Yeah.
the lack of it, Every adaptation revolves around who can be seen and who cannot. But the Twilight Zone holds more than tricks of light. It also hosts some of the ocean's greatest spectacles.
And that's not even
Each
like
night, as darkness falls above,
the biggest
billions
or the
of creatures rise from the depths. Lanternfish,
Oh, hell no.
squid, jellies, an entire army of the deep, climbing
wonder what
towards
that
the
would
surface to
experience.
feed on
Yep.
plankton under cover of
Wonder
night.
how that experience would be, bro.
At dawn,
it probably
they
is
sink
cool.
back down, vanishing into the gloom. This vast daily movement is called the diel vertical migration. It is the largest synchronized migration on Earth, greater in numbers than all herds, all flocks,
To
all
go that far, you probably
swarms.
die. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they've created anything that can go that deep. Like, there are submarines and there are people that have gone that deep, but like, look at the fucking Ocean Gate shit for Titanic. Like, they imploded. To be fair though, that was a horribly built submarine, and it was supposed to be billionaires in there, which makes no sense to me. But I don't think we've built anything yet that can go that deep because of the change in pressure.
Bind.
But we've built planes to go high as fuck and change of pressure. So I don't understand why we don't have anything for the sea. Unless we do, we just, it's not for civilians and stuff.
And
It's
yet,
only for
despite
scientists.
its scale, this event remained hidden until World War II. Naval
Yeah, we got spaceships. Sorry, that completely blew over my head. But yeah, why the fuck have we not gone down, bro? I think one of the conspiracies that I do believe is that, like, they focus more on, like, this on space because whatever the fuck they saw or found in the deep sea ocean was too bad. Yeah, NASA started out. That's what I'm saying. That's the conspiracy that I actually believe in, because why would you not want to learn about something that's, like, literally here, bro? Like, literally here on Earth with us. Like, there's, like, only 5% of the ocean is discovered, bro. Like, really think about that. That should be blowing me. I have a theory that the PS4 submarine was built as an assassination. Okay.
sonar operators detected a mysterious false seabed, a dense layer that rose every night and sank every morning. It wasn't the ocean floor at all. It was life, an entire invisible world moving as one. The Twilight Zone is where the familiar rules of life begin to bend, where transparency is armor, where light is used to hide, where billions of animals rise and fall in a rhythm older than humanity itself. This is the threshold of the deep, the first layer of
Ew,
a
did he
world
just
we
fart?
still cannot explain. Past 1 kilometer, all sunlight disappears. We have reached the Midnight Zone, a realm stretching down to 4,000 meters. Here, there is no dawn, no dusk, only endless
See, that's
night.
the shit right there.
Temperatures
like, that's so
hover
scary,
just
but
above
I'd be
freezing.
so down to go
The
down
pressure-
there. I'd be so down to go to the deep sea as long as my life is promised to, like I will come back to land. As long as I'm, like, wholeheartedly promised to come back to land, because I'm not risking my life to go down there to see it and then I fucking die because I'm a monster or because of the fucking pressure in the submarine.
Is hundreds of times greater than at the surface. To human eyes, this seems like a world where nothing could survive. And yet, it is here that evolution becomes most creative. Take the dragonfish. Unlike
Ugh.
most creatures, it can produce red bioluminescence.
It's like a snake.
To most eyes in the deep
Ew, I don't
sea,
like that.
red light
He looks like the bullet from Super Mario Bros. Oh my god, I actually... He literally looks like the bullet. Hello? Bomber Bill.
is invisible, which makes the dragonfish's glow a private searchlight. It illuminates prey without giving itself away. Even
Ew.
more mysterious, its eyes are specially adapted to detect this hidden color. It's as though the dragonfish has invented a secret wavelength
What is
seen
the red
only
part?
by
That's not his
itself.
eye. I see his eye right there. Or I don't know which one is
Other
his eye.
predators here are masters of disappearance. Some fish are cloaked in ultra-black skin, so efficient at absorbing light that it reflects less than 0.5% of what touches it.
Oh, I don't like that.
Even when a spotlight from a submarine beams directly on them, they almost vanish. And then there are the anglerfish,
Oh, RIP to the one that came
perhaps
up to
the strangest
surface.
hunters in the deep. The female dangles a luminous
camera
lure
doing
in
that?
front of her mouth, drawing in unsuspecting prey.
That ugly ass
But her
fish. I'm
greatest
sorry, it's
mystery
ugly, I'm
lies in
sorry.
reproduction.
That's the
Males
Finding
are
Nemo
born
fish.
tiny, weak, and helpless. Their only task is to find a female, a nearly impossible feat in the vast dark ocean. When he does, he latches onto her with special jaws, fusing his body into hers.
What the
His
fuck?
organs wither away until he is little more than a sack of sperm, permanently attached.
Damn, so he's just a fucking chud, bro. Bro just latches onto the bitch and just fucking morphs to her, bro. That's all his life is about, is morphing onto her. Damn, that ugly ass fish. Bro, I'm sorry. Like, it's ugly, bro. Like, I know that it was sad because there was only the one that came up to the fucking ocean, like, surface before it died. It was the first one that came up that far in a long time. Like, it's still ugly, bro. You know, two things can exist. It could be a cool fish, but it's fucking ugly.
Organs wither away until he is little more than a sack of sperm, permanently attached, nourished by her blood. It is one of the most extreme forms of sexual adaptation known in the animal kingdom. Not every animal here is a hunter. Some are opportunists, scavengers waiting for the fall of food from above. A single whale carcass sinking to this depth becomes an oasis, feeding entire communities for decades.
No, R.I.P. the whale. When whales die and they, like, wash
And
the
yet,
shore, it's
even
so
with
sad.
submersibles, what we know of this zone is fragmentary. For every species documented, scientists believe dozens remain unknown.
Bro, half the submarines they send down there have no
Each
people.
dive into the Midnight Zone uncovers creatures
Ew,
never
that looks like a
before seen
centipede.
by science. Animals with glowing eyes, needle-like teeth, or bodies so fragile they disintegrate when brought to the surface. This is the Midnight Zone, a world where light is weapon, where invisibility is survival, where even reproduction follows rules beyond our imagination.
God, some of these are so ugly.
4 kilometers down, we leave the open waters and touch the bottom of the abyss. This is the abyssal plain, one of the largest habitats on Earth, covering more than half of the planet's surface. And yet, it is also one of the least understood. Here, there are no landmarks, no coral reefs, no kelp forests, no towering mountains.
Just a flat-ass
Only
surface?
a vast desert of mud, stretching for thousands
Oh
of
my God, I
kilometers
don't like
in
how that
every
looks.
direction. Temperatures never rise above 4 degrees Celsius. Food is scarce.
What is 4 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit? Are there any foreigners in the chat? I know y'all be using fucking Celsius outside the country.
Survival here demands strategies unlike anywhere else on Earth. One adaptation is size. Many animals
what
of
is
the
that?
abyss
Okay, I
are
don't like
giants
this, actually.
compared to their shallow water
This is triggering a
relatives.
phobia I don't
Giant
have.
isopods, the size of puppies,
Looks like
scuttle
a
across the
lobster.
sediment.
That looks like a fucking cockroach. Ew.
Amphipods, normally tiny, can grow longer than a human hand. Even the colossal squid, among the largest invertebrates alive, is thought to prowl these depths.
I have a weak
Scientists
stomach.
call this phenomenon deep-sea gigantism.
Yo, have y'all ever seen the diagram of like a gigantic squid or like an octopus or whatever? Like the big ones, how big they are compared to people?
But why it occurs remains an open mystery. Some suggest it conserves energy. Others think it provides better defense against scarce predators.
They're bigger? Yeah, I think so. The world's largest invertebrate. Bro. Look how big that is. Bro, if I ever seen this hole in the ocean, I'm gonna actually cry. That's not a squid, it's Kraken. I don't know, bro. Yo, I don't know, bro. All I know is I know that they're huge. Like, I know that they're big. With females reaching up to 43 to 60 feet. How big is a whale? How long are whales? Look, a orca. Okay, blue whale. Like, bro, it could be it could be bigger than a humpback whale or an orca.
The truth is, we still don't
Disgusting.
know. Another oasis of life arrives when
Noah.
giants from above fall.
Stop, I don't want to think about
A
it.
dead whale sinking to the abyssal plain becomes a rare jackpot. Within hours, scavengers gather. Sharks, hagfish, amphipods. Soon after, stranger creatures move in. Bone-eating worms called osidax colonize
Ew!
the skeleton, feeding on oils
like
locked
eels.
inside the bones.
This
Entire
is like,
ecosystems.
what's the phobia of like deep sea or something? Like, I don't have that phobia, but like this is actually throwing me off right now. Like, some of these creatures are just genuinely nasty. I'm so sorry to them.
Spring up on a single carcass, lasting decades, until all that remains is dust. Other animals here survive on less dramatic meals.
What the fuck is that?
The vampire squid, despite its terrifying name, is not a predator at all.
Looks like an
It
umbrella.
collects drifting particles of marine snow using long, sticky filaments. Even in the oxygen-starved depths, it thrives, using a blood pigment with the highest oxygen affinity of any known cephalopod. In this desert of silt and silence, life is slow. Creatures grow
That
slowly,
looks like a long-legged
reproduce
spider.
rarely, and live for centuries. The Greenland shark, which can dwell at these depths, may live over 400 years.
400 fucking years? Are you dead ass? That's like 2 empires falling.
The longest lifespan of any vertebrate known. Time itself seems to move differently here.
How the fuck?
And yet,
Yo, come on, bro.
even
This
the
is genuinely
abyss
blowing
is
my
not
mind.
empty. Each grain of sediment hides countless microbes, recycling nutrients, sustaining a hidden food web that we are only beginning to map. The abyssal plains remind us of Earth's scale. They cover more territory than all forests, grasslands, and deserts combined, yet remain largely unseen, unexplored, and unexplained. Beyond the abyssal plain lies an even deeper frontier, the trenches.
The
Carved
trenches? No, hold on.
by tectonic forces, these are the scars of the Earth, places where one plate of the planet's crust slides beneath another, pulling the ocean floor down into
No,
unfathomable
this
depths.
is where I'm from, I guess.
Here begins the Hadal Zone, named after Hades, the underworld. It stretches from 6,000 meters all the way down to the deepest known point on Earth, nearly 11,000 meters below the surface.
What is that in feet? I
To
don't know
put that in
meters.
perspective, if Mount Everest were dropped into the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be more than a mile underwater.
Damn.
Conditions here are almost beyond comprehension. Temperatures remain near freezing. Pressures can exceed 1,000 times what we experience at the surface. To a human body, it would be instantly fatal. And yet, life not only survives here, it thrives. Among the most astonishing creatures are the snailfish that inhabit the very bottom of trenches. Fragile, gelatinous, with thin, translucent skin, they look too
Look like an
delicate to
albino
exist in
fish.
such a hostile world. Yet they are the deepest living vertebrates ever discovered, thriving where no other fish can. Their bodies lack rigid bones, and their cell structures
I
are
don't,
reinforced with unique molecules that keep proteins functioning under crushing pressure. Other inhabitants are smaller but no less extraordinary.
What the fuck?
Amphipods, shrimp-like crustaceans, swarm across the trench floor in huge numbers. Recent studies found plastic fibers inside their bodies, proof that even these most remote habitats are touched by human waste.
Damn, I was just...
It is a
That was my question. That was legit gonna be my next question. Like, how much are the deep parts of the sea being affected by, like, humans?
sobering reminder that the deep is not as isolated as we once believed.
I'm seeing.
At
The fuck is
hydrothermal
that?
vents along trench walls, life takes an even stranger turn. Here, microbes feed not on sunlight or marine snow,
What is that?
but on chemicals spewing from the Earth's crust. Hydrogen sulfide, methane, even metals dissolved in superheated water. Entire communities of worms, clams, and crabs depend on these microscopic
Ew, there's so many
pioneers.
of them.
It is a
We're
food
enjoying
web
the
based
artistry.
on
Facts, bro,
chemistry,
facts.
not photosynthesis. showing us that life can exist in conditions utterly alien to the surface. These discoveries
Nah, bro, come
fuel
on. There's
a
no way
larger
we're not
question.
discovering down in
If
this
life
ocean,
can
bro.
adapt
Look
to
at all
such
this shit.
extremes here on Earth,
That looks like mold.
could it not also exist on other worlds?
Ew, I wonder how
Icy
that
moons
feels.
like Europa and Enceladus hide oceans beneath their frozen crusts, warmed not by sunlight, but by internal heat. To study the hadal zone is to glimpse the possibilities of extraterrestrial oceans. And yet, despite its importance, we know almost nothing about the trenches. Fewer people have visited the Mariana Trench than have stood on the surface of the moon. Each dive brings
The
back
trenches
creatures
is frying me. Like,
unknown
who
to
came up with that
science,
name, bruh?
from translucent sea cucumbers drifting like parachutes to gelatinous blobs with no clear anatomy,
As long as
to
I was a
microbes
pretty fish,
whose
I wouldn't care.
metabolisms remain a mystery.
Not an ugly one.
For centuries, humans imagined the trenches as lifeless voids, silent graves beneath the sea. What we've found instead is resilience. Life that bends, reshapes, and reinvents itself to endure the most extreme pressures imaginable. For all we have seen, the deep sea remains a world of questions. More than 80% of the ocean is still unexplored.
80%,
Each dive
bro,
into the
that's
depths,
insane.
each ROV expedition brings back creatures never before imagined. Transparent fish, glowing worms, jellies that break every rule of biology. It is a world where discovery is not rare, but constant. Even among the animals we know, so much remains unsolved.
That looks like the elephant we killed
Why do
last
so
night.
many deep-sea creatures grow to enormous sizes? The giant
Ew,
isopods,
that one's nasty.
the
Stop. Get off my
colossal
screen.
squid, the amphipods, the length of a
What do you call the squid?
the giant isopods, the colossal squid,
Colossal squid. We gotta search that up.
the amphipods, the length of a human hand. Why do others turn nearly invisible or cloak themselves in ultra-black skin that absorbs almost all light?
Oh,
The greatest mystery of all may be bioluminescence. Nearly 3/4 of deep-sea life
that one's
produces
so pretty.
light.
That's what I would be if I
Yet
was
the
a fish in the
reasons
deep
vary
sea.
wildly. Hunting, hiding, mating, or simply surviving. We still cannot explain how
Oh,
many
that
of
one has
these
big-ass
species
eyes.
evolved such complex chemical systems, or why some can glow in colors that no other animal can see.
That was chopped.
There are deeper puzzles still.
Literally, what is that?
For now, these are mysteries without explanation. Perhaps that is what
What the-
makes them so powerful. They remind
Yo,
us that Earth still holds secrets. Secrets worth protecting. Secrets worth discovering.
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, why are we not down there? Like, there had to have been some reason that they stopped doing that, bro. Like, that's a great video, though. Mr. Science, about to give Mr. Science a follow.